Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Sean O'Malley had this to say about the recent back and forth between Paddy Pimblett and Jake Paul.
Paddy Pimblett versus Jake Paul sparring. Wow. Jake comes out and says, I'll give you $1 million if you beat me in a boxing spar. Didn't say name or number of rounds. He didn't say how many minutes. So I'm assuming 3 minutes. So I don't know how. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, Jake versus Paddy in a boxing match. Jake probably beats him. Jake's bigger, and boxes. He's a boxer now. So I think Jake beats Paddy in a boxing match.
Did you see what Paddy had said back to it? He said, I'll fight Saturday,
and I'll
rest Sunday, and I'll see you Monday.
Oh, Monday.
And Jake said, no, you have to do it. Come to Puerto Rico and do it.
Ooh.
So I'm just like confused. I'm like, it just sucks when that happens, and then they comes back. He's like, no, let's do it here, and then they don't.
Well, Jake goes to Vegas, and it's Monday, and Paddy just fought. And he's Jake's like, no, we're gonna box, and Paddy's like, I'm done. You know what I mean? So obviously Jake's probably not gonna go.
You think Jake beats him though
in a boxing match?
Yeah.
Dana White is back this week with an all-new recipe. Let's check it out.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday here at UFC headquarters, and today we will be trying the squash spaghetti pizza. Start with a half-baked squash and pizza sauce, mozzarella and pepperoni. Add another layer of cheese and broil it for 5 minutes. It's hot as hell. That is awesome. Awesome. Way better than I thought it was going to be. Winner.
Israel Adesanya figuratively states that he would bet his house on Alexander Volkanovski beating Islam Makhachev at UFC 284. Volk used to be a big boy, played rugby. When you walk around with that kind of body mass for years, you develop a different kind of muscle density. Even with Volk, I've tried to hold him down. I'm not the greatest wrestler, but even with my frame and my leverage, it's hard to hold him down. He finds his way back up, a crafty veteran. His inside leg kicks, his jabs, his hand control, all of it, he's crafty. Islam is great. These Dagestani boys, they know what they're doing. They have their own pedigree and they're great. I'm biased, of course I'm going to say that because that's my boy. But I truly could bet my whole house on him. Volk is just different. Volk is the kind of guy, even when he cuts weight, the amount he cuts, for him to have the cardio he has in the later rounds, it's mind-blowing. The man's different. Paddy Pimblett talks about his mental approach in the lead up to his fight this weekend against Jared Gordon.
Mentally speaking, mindset-wise, like how do you approach a fight with a guy like that?
You just got to come out and be the best version of yourself, lad. I don't really try and concern myself too much with my opponents. It's more about me. Like, my opponent can do whatever he wants in the build-up to it, training for it and all that, but they've got to prepare to fight me. All these other opponents, they're all like, you can find other people that are stylistically like them to spar with and stuff like that. You can't find anyone that is like me to grapple with or to strike with, because I'm a proper strange weirdo.
What does that mean exactly? How can you expand on that? A proper strange weirdo.
There's no one fights like me, lad. I'm just different. I'm not normal. You know what I mean? I'm not like your normal fighter. Like, I'm very wild and unpredictable. You don't know what I'm gonna do next. You can't really game plan to fight me because you don't know how I'm gonna turn up and try and fight you. I could strike with you if I want to. I could wrestle, or I could pull guard. You know what I mean? I can do any of the three. It really depends on how I feel on the night.
Chael Sonnen discusses Francis Ngannou's recent footage where he's seen kicking with his previously injured leg. Here's the clip.
Francis looks like he's 300 pounds. I mean, that's a terrifying proposition, right? Francis is just a terrifying proposition. A 300-pound Francis just made it a more terrifying proposition. So, terrifying, colloquial terms, of course, don't mean for myself.
Khabib Nurmagomedov explains why he won't break the promise he made to his mother about returning to MMA. Khabib said, because I finished my career, because I promised mother, that's why this one question, this discussion between me and my mother became very famous. But we have a lot of different things, like people don't know about this, you know? Not only this promise I follow not only this promise to my mother, I follow everything. You can have friends or kids, whatever, you can have whatever you want, but you're never going to have one more mother. You only have one mother. For me, it's everything, you know? Like, we can treat mothers very good. I love my mother because of millions and millions of reasons. I know, like, even in Dagestan, like, this is not about Dagestanis. I know a lot of people have issues with their parents, and I really don't understand this. How can people have bad relationships with parents? Like, yes, mother for me is everything. Even now, she's still with me, living with me in the same house. I treat her like a queen, you know? Daniel Cormier and Ryan Clark discussed the recent situation surrounding Glover Teixeira. Here's what the pair had to say.
Glover Teixeira offered up to fight him in Brazil in January. But when you look at that, Ryan, do you think Glover kind of saying certain matchups are different to me? I cannot make the pivot right away. Give me the time. He's not wrong, RC. Should he be penalized for that?
He's not wrong, but the business is bigger than the man when it comes to the UFC. I've seen great UFC champions, DC. I've seen the Daniel Cormiers, the John Joneses. We've seen the Chuck Liddells. We've had the Conor McGregors. Some of these people that almost seem to be bigger than life, right? Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre. The UFC has not only survived their losses, they've survived their retirements and continue to be one of the fastest growing sports in the entire world. And so when a guy like Glover Teixeira, who, yes, has worked his way to being a champion after falling in championship opportunities, loses his belt, you love the story of getting that immediate rematch because of how well you fought the first time, but the UFC waits on no man.
Kevin Holland states he may retire again if the UFC doesn't start treating him better. Here's the clip.
Honestly, right now, I don't know what I'm looking for. Yeah, I'm just looking to finish getting paid and see what happens next, you know, to be honest with you guys.
How serious was the retirement thing? And
oh, it was serious as hell. I mean, it's super serious, and it's still on the table. And it's like if I wake up Sunday morning after beating Wonder Boy, and you guys have Chimaev fighting for a 185-pound world title when he's never won a fight at 85 in the top 15, I'm retired. You know, it's like, I understand business is business, but favoritism is favoritism, you know. The kid missed weight. I had to step up to fight him after he missed weight and make the fight happen. I shouldn't have had to do that, but I did what I had to do. I did what I was supposed to do for a company man. So I'm sitting here telling you guys now, certain things have to go certain ways. If they don't go certain ways, if we don't get what we were promised, if things that we talked about aren't honored, yeah, you might as well just go ahead and give me my resignation papers and let me go home and smoke weed and play video games for the rest of my life. Open up a Twitch, see how I do.
When you say things were promised, so that was like during the negotiations for you to fight that Saturday? Or?
I said what I said, and you know what I mean. It's just certain things that just don't make sense. At the end of the day, if we're here, and we're here to be fair, and we're here to be even, everybody should have a fair chance. We're fighters. We fight for what we want. We should all be able to fight for what we want. We should all be able to get the same things if we're all fighting the same way. That's just how I feel. But I'm not here to complain. I'm just here to do what I feel like is right. And if I feel like something's not right, I will move around, because that's what I do.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.